get started. Couple quick things to say off the bat. This is our third day of our session here, running through the AI employee. We just want to say like a huge thank you to all of you who showed up. On average, we had about 500 people all 3 days, or the first 2 days, excuse me, show up. And it's a really big testament to kind of your dedication to your business and the goals that you have in 2025 to show up for yourself, especially at the end of the year. A lot of people are just phoning it in at the end of the year. And by the way, zero judgment on that. We get it, right? It's the holidays, end of year. We get it. But you're still showing up for yourself, for your business, for your clients, for your family. You should be proud of yourself. You should be proud of yourself. And ultimately, we're grateful for it and proud of you, and really excited about today. Before we dive in, as I stated, if you were here yesterday, I'd love to know like your main takeaway, because it's really important that you take action on the stuff we've shared, whether it's prospecting, selling, the offer framework from day one. These are all really critical pieces to ensure that you're getting the most value from this. Yesterday, I brought up the concept of the simple scaling technique. Again, the simple scaling technique is understanding the four levers in business: your offer, prospecting, sales, and fulfillment. The first day, we really spoke about offer. Again, huge shout out and thanks to Chase Buckner from HighLevel to be here and share his insight with us on that. We spoke about obviously the AI employee, how to frame it, how to price it, all of that. Day two, we did a quick recap of that and focused really on prospecting and sales. So, how you can prospect and generate opportunities, how you can sell them so you can actually make money using the AI employee. And then today, day three is really focused on that fourth lever, the fulfillment. As a reminder, Extendly as a company, right, is a client success company, right? They are a company that wants to ensure that when you purchase something from them, you're going to get the result that they have promised you. That's an important commitment they have, which is why we've stated multiple times in this session your commitments outside of the financial commitment, right? It's also why we come in here and share value and insight without asking you to pay anything, meaning you don't have to work with us if you can't or won't be able to right now, which is completely fine. So it's really important to us that you know that when we're talking about today's insight, it's very critical that you listen in at the same level you did the previous 2 days for two specific reasons. Number one, right? The stuff that Ban's going to talk about today is the implementation, the client fulfillment, right? Like how to actually set it up and serve your clients. You can't sell it if you can't serve it, right? I mean, you technically can, but you really shouldn't. Like, imagine if we were doing that. That would be really crappy. Like, you don't want that for yourself. Please don't do that to your clients. And again, like we spoke about yesterday, just be transparent. Tell them that it's a work in progress. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. It's still better than nothing, right? And so Beant is an incredible tech wizard. He's going to show all of it to you. I actually call him my Indian Harry Potter. That's the first time I've said that, but look at his face. See him, how much he's smiling? That's why I said it, because it was hilarious. Anyways, point being, look at Conan's. He came on video to laugh at that. That's a good joke. It's high quality. Proud of myself. All right, so here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to talk today about how to set up your voice AI, hosted by myself, Sharon, and Bayant. We're super excited to be here. Again, super appreciative of your time. Housekeeping. Yes, replays. We will have them. They're all going to be sent over on Friday. I know we went through a ton of stuff the first 2 days. We want you and expect you to go back through it, learn from it, implement it, etc. Again, whether or not you're part of the boot camp, we want this time to be worthwhile, right? Even if you didn't invest into the boot camp, you can still get a ton of value from this and make money with this if you take action from the stuff we've shared the previous 2 days and of course today as well. If you have any questions, please drop them in the Q&A thread. And again, your boy, Alex, doesn't know anything about tech. So the tech questions are going to be answered by two Extendly coaches, Sharon Cower and Zach Conans, and of course, Bayant Singh as well. And I will sit here looking pretty and very handsome. You're welcome. Joking aside, we are going to have another opportunity for you to work with us to accelerate your path to sell AI. And we're just going to recap that really quick. Before that, these were the agendas. We are going to talk about setting up the voice AI bots so you can actually sell them. Same time, same link each day we've done. It's kind of our end of year. Yesterday, we really went through kind of the activate, boost, and convert webinar system, some of our front end lead gen strategies. Guys, remember, you made commitments to implementing it. Please make the time worth it. Make the effort that we put in worth it. Do the stuff we've asked you to do, right? If you want to skip out next week because of holiday, we'll give you a 1 week pass. But as soon as that's done, please Go in person, reach out to your network, do the things we told you yesterday to make money, and then, of course, nail the sale. I told you how to sell it, how to sell the result, how to focus on actually getting decisions versus maybes. We went through all of that. If you need any help on that, reach out to us. We're here to help you and support you. And you can reach out to me personally. Of course, I'm happy to support. Today's agenda, we're going to talk about how to actually set it up, right? The answering service voice AI use case, the virtual receptionist use case, and then a step-by-step setup walkthrough. Bayan's going to run through this step-by-step on HighLevel so you can see it. And yes, again, there will be a replay for when inherently you're going to forget something that he did, which is fine, right? Just follow through to the best of your ability, ask any specific questions you might have in the Q&A, and we'll go through it and help you as we are running through it, okay? Now, we just want to say up front, a massive thank you to all of you who invested into yourself and trusted us at Extendly for buying into the Ultimate AI Agency in a Box Bootcamp. We did sell out yesterday, which again, just huge kudos to all of you for making this investment into yourself. Please remember this. If you made this investment, please remember the commitment is the work now. It's not that you got the result because you paid the money. You have to do the work now, and we're going to fight with you, be in the trenches with you, and help you to win this. That's our goal. That's what we're here for. Now, there was a bunch of people saying, like, I need to think this through. I need to talk to this person. And we understand that, but we've shared already, we really don't have a fake scarcity or urgency. We set it to 100 so we can really help those people. But we do have an option because obviously the demand was so high for doing it in February with us. Now, the benefit of doing it with us in February is obviously we'll go through everything in January and optimize and make it even better, right? So that's the idea. Again, no one will ever be punished for purchasing early, but there's always benefit also for those of you that will come into February. Everything that was included in this would be the AI Agency in a Box snapshot, the webinar system, all of our lead magnets, sales tools, client fulfillment strategies, which we're going to talk about today, and then the actual bootcamp, 12 individual sessions, roughly 90 minutes or so, breaking down step by step each element of the business. Okay. Now, the next session is going to start on February 3rd. Now, this is specifically for those of you that have not purchased the January bootcamp. Those of you who purchased the January bootcamp, that date is, does anyone remember? Just wondering. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it, Bant, Sharon, or Zach. Does anyone remember the date? Hey, Kyle got it. Jeff, off by 10 days. It's January 6th. January 6th, January 6th. Okay, that's going to be the start. But the one after that is going to start on February 3rd. February 3rd, 2025 through February 28th. Again, it's going to be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Okay. Regular price is going to be $5,000 when we start selling this for $4,995, right? We're going to do the February session at $3,495. For those of you, though, that wanted to make this investment but missed out on the first 100, we're still going to give you the option for the early bird special, okay? If you do this before 2025, also known as December 31st, 2024, and you use the promo code FEB25, we're going to give it to you at the price that we promised everyone else, $2,995. We will not offer this price again, period. The next time we do this webinar, which I'm assuming will be middle of January, talking about all the wins that the people in the bootcamp are having, we're going to do it at $3,495. Okay. So if you want to be in it in February, invest the $29.95, getextendly.com/AI. Okay. Getextendly.com/AI. All right. Again, our huge gift to you and a thank you. You're going to get all 5 pitch decks. You're going to get all of them just for being here for these 3 days as a huge thank you and appreciation for the time and effort you put into this. And from here, I believe it is time for us to dive into the fulfillment. If you guys are excited and want to learn about how to set up the AI and learn from the wizard himself, Mr. Bayant Sang, are you Gryffindor or Hufflepuff? Like, what do you think? Anyways, drop a 7 in the chat. Let us know. Let us know you're ready to rock and roll. We're excited. And we'll get rocking and rolling. Bayant,
All
take
right,
it away.
let's go. Fantastic. Thanks, Alex. I have a new name now.
I threw you off with the Harry Potter comment.
Yeah. All right. What's up, everybody? My name is Beyond, and today we're going to dive into the step-by-step of the use cases that Alex just presented, which is the answering service and the virtual receptionist. Those are the 2 main use cases that the AI, the voice AI, is able to solve for immediately. And I'm going to show you that as well. And for the purpose of a little bit of excitement, if you want to see how it can also take pizza orders, we'll do that test call as well towards the end of it, hoping if we have enough time on the call. All right, so the reason why answering service and virtual AI receptionist use cases are important, you might have already heard us talk about it over the last 2 days, but answering service is any sort of service business that takes calls, sort of accepts calls all day long, is able to this is your, your chiropractor, your dentist, your plumber, your HVAC person, electrician, your security company, all of those are great candidates, and a lot more are great candidates for, including attorneys and lawyers and all of that as well, right? Great candidates for after hours answering service, where and all of these businesses are already using the after hour answering service, a lot of them for the most part. And they're using actual call centers to do this. Now, all you have to do is replace that call center with the AI, and I'm going to show you right now exactly how to do that. And what that does is does the exact same thing that call center is doing, which is picking up the phone, asking them name, phone, email, what is the concern you're calling about, and then talking to you. I'm sorry, then sending that message over to the business owner, the staff member, and letting them know that that this is the message that they got, right? So let's go ahead and go right into that without wasting any more time. And I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. All right, let me know if you guys can see the high
And I have a
level.
very exciting thing to share.
Yeah.
I know one tech thing, guys. This is high level. Check it out. Look at that. Showcasing my skills and knowledge. A lot of you asked
So
yesterday,
proud of you.
joking aside. They did ask. They did ask, is it in high level? So look, I was able to answer my one question. I've done my job. Beyond, you're on.
All right, fantastic. All right, guys. So what I want to do is kind of take a little bit of a step back and show you guys when you first onboard your customer, whereabouts you start and how you get them going, right? So when your customer first comes on, you've obviously got to fill in your business profile section. You want to go to phone numbers thereafter and help them grab a phone number, right? Once you're here, press add number, put in your area code, whatever the area code they want, select the number they want to select, and then go ahead and buy that number. Now you have that number, you got to go through the A2P verification, right? And you can do the A2P verification right here within. And once the A2P verification is done, by the way, A2P verification is only necessary if you're planning on sending text messages through your voice AI agent or text messages regularly. But if you're going to use this as an answering service agent, you definitely need the A2P verification because you want to be able to send a text message and an email to your contact as well. So get the A2P verification done, and then you're going to have some settings to take care of. This one, let's go here. All right, so then you're going to have some settings to take care of. The only setting you need to enable is this one right here, call recording, right? And then you can enter in a message here, something of the nature saying this call may be recorded for quality assurance or whatever the case may be, right? And that's it. And if you want the answering service to be an after hours, meaning allow the business to answer the call first, then you want to enter in a forwarding number here, and or if they're answering the calls within your HighLevel, either through their mobile phone, or their mobile app, and or the desktop app, then you can add in the selected users that are going to answer that call, so it rings directly on their desktop. For this purposes, I'm not having the calls forwarded just because I want the AI agent to pick up immediately, and which is why I don't have any forwarding numbers assigned here. That's it. Once you're done with that, you save it, and then now you can go ahead and go over to your voice AI agent. To create the voice AI agent, first you'll have to be one step back from here. There's a little blue button on the top right corner. You press the create new agent, and then this screen opens up for you. You go ahead and give it a name, enter in your business name there. It should automatically appear for that account. Then you've got 60 some choices of voices right here that you can listen to and pick one that you like. There's some really, really good ones in here as well. There's different accents like British accent, American accent, Australian accent, all of those are there as well if you want to take a look at that. And then you want to add in the agent's initial message. This agent's initial message is exactly what you would say if you were the business answering that phone call as you normally would when that call came in. You would pick up the phone and say something like, "Hey, thank you for calling ABC Plumber. How can I help you today?" Right? Or, "Hey, hope you're having a great day. You've called ABC Plumbing. How can I help you today?" Something of that nature, right? So you would put that in. Note there is a character limit on this now. There wasn't one before, but there is one now, and that character limit is 190 characters. It won't allow you to save if you have more than 190 characters, so be mindful of that. And you can definitely choose to be a little bit transparent if you want to be. You don't have to. In this case, it's saying, "Hi, I'm Ashley, the AI virtual assistant for ABC Plumbing. How can I help you today?" That is completely optional. I've done that at my real businesses as well, just to kind of warn the folks, let them know that they're talking to an AI. And I really wanted to see what the difference is if they're talking to an AI versus if they're not talking to if they don't know if they're talking to an AI, how they would react. Now, recently I've turned it off. I've removed that portion there on my businesses so that we can see how the differences are, and I'll report back what we've learned from that. Lastly, you've got a advanced setting option over here. You can now increase the call time to 15 minutes if you wanted to. So you can increase this all the way to 15 minutes, and that's where it stops. I'm just going to go back down to 5 for this purpose. Then you've got response speed. I would just keep it at normal, but you do have brisk and fast if you wanted to respond faster there as well. And go ahead and save that. And that is all you need to do on this particular screen. Then the next step is agent goals. Agent goals is when you're first setting up a brand new one, you'll have the basic mode on. You want to go ahead and click on that and switch to this particular mode, which is in advanced mode. And once you're in advanced mode, it allows you to edit that prompt that is in there. That is the biggest difference between the two. And then it gives you the option for these actions as well in the advanced mode. So in this case, what we've done is we've added in an answering service related prompt in this entire thing. And it's talking about what the business is. It provides a little bit of information related to the business. And it collects the information and just attempts to pass it on to the owner or the staff of the company so that they know that someone called in related to that. Then the next step we've done is once the prompt is in there, you've entered in relevant information for the business, you've told it to collect the following information and all of that. We've gone ahead over here and added in these updates, contact field updates. So whatever information you're collecting, if you're collecting an address, if you're collecting the email, if you're collecting, any other information, you want to go ahead and have that in here so that it's able to collect and update it for you. And then the next step there is triggering a workflow when the call is completed. To trigger for the answering service use case, you'll need to build a workflow. And that workflow is going to look something like this. There won't be a trigger there. You do want to add in at least a 2-minute wait here after the call is completed before this workflow fires off. And the reason for that is you want to make sure the AI, once the call is completed, the AI has enough time, the system has enough time to go ahead and update those contact fields that we collected all the information in, so that we can go ahead and enter that in. Now, this is a test workflow. We're doing a lot of different things here. It doesn't need to be as complicated as this particular one is, but all it needs to have in there is wait for 2 minutes, then go straight over here to notify a user, and send a confirmation message to your caller who called in. The notify a user, all it says is, hey, AI answering service, you can have your brand name here or there to sort of kind of remind them of your brand over and over again. Call from this contact name, phone number, whatever the phone number is. Here's the message. Here's the second question that they may have asked, and here is the transcript of the call summary. So we're sort of just testing out a couple of these items in here just to see how the AI is, which is why the GPT is involved in here. But again, you don't need to have that in there. It'll do just fine with entering in this information only. Then the SMS to the caller. It is letting the caller know, hey, thank you. Essentially, you're thanking the caller that here's the call confirmation. This is the question you asked. Maybe this is the second question you asked. Feel free to text us back if there's any additional questions, or reply to stop. This allows you to kind of send a call confirmation back to the caller, and they may go, oh, by the way, can you also add the following, right? So we're just helping make the real life scenario easier. And if they text back, the message comes to the mobile phone. The business owner can then respond back as well. It'll also go to the conversations tab inside the software also. So remember, that's the only workflow that you need to have enabled for the answering service scenario to function. And essentially, it is a no trigger selected, because the voice AI agent is going to be the one triggering the workflow. Wait 2 minutes, and then notify a user, and then notify the customer, right? That is it. You can obviously get wild with this and add in a lot more complications and make it more complex if you wanted to. But that is all you need, just those 3 or 4 steps that I outlined. And that's the entire workflow here. Now let's go back to selecting that workflow how we tell the voice agent to trigger that particular workflow. So right over here in the sections, we've got trigger workflow when a call is completed. So you want to go ahead and check mark that, and whatever you've named that answering service workflow, that you want to go ahead and select that. And in my case, I've named it AI send internal SMS answering service, right? So that's what I've selected here. And now this is the workflow it triggers every single time the call ends, once the call is completed with this voice AI agent. Next, I also have it notifying me through email with the entire call summary as well. So if you wanted to do an SMS, by default, it can't do the SMS, which is why we need that workflow, but it can send out an email, right? So we have it going to an email. You can just select the different users of that business. So it goes to that. So it goes to that. The staff member, the business owner, the manager, whoever needs to receive that email with the complete call summary and the call transcript in there as well. So all of that goes to them. So now you can send out an email and a text message by having these specific settings here. And that is it. You don't need to set up anything else. If in your use case, you do want to have a call transfer as well, like an urgent call transfer or something of that nature, or maybe someone's on call and you want to be able to have call transfers to them, you can definitely set up that use case right here by using the call transfer number. But generally the purpose of an answering service, an after hours answering service, is that you don't have anyone on the call in majority of the cases. And you just want to take a message, and that's what this particular model is set up to do. Once you've completed the settings here, again, let's recap real quick. We've got the prompt, we've got updating contact fields, we've got the workflow that we want to trigger off so it can send out a text message. Again, that's the very reason why that workflow is needed, just so it can send out a text message. If you don't want it to send out a text message, you only want to deliver that call notification via email, then all you have to do is come down here and select an email, and that is it. Right now, select the user that you want to email to. But I would definitely recommend sending out a text message as well, so that the business owner can get to see what the call was about quickly. And then updating the contact fields. In updating the contact fields, you want to have whatever information you're asking, generally the name, address, email, first name, last name, all of that. And then you want to have a field that allows you to enter in the reason why that person is calling you, right? So that's exactly what we have here, the reason why that customer is calling. And then caller inquiry 2 is if they ask a second question. I wouldn't do the third one just because it hasn't worked out that well. In fact, I'm just going to delete it out of here for now. It's able to capture the first question and the second question pretty well, but for whatever reason, at least I haven't been able to figure out how to get it to enter in the third question that someone may ask into the field as well. But I found that first and the second is more than enough. And then I've gone ahead and added a field for it to enter in the entire call transcript there as well. That way, in case there is something else that they asked and we missed to capture, it'll be in this field also. So these are the additional 3 fields you will need to create. And these are custom fields, not custom values, custom fields, not custom values. Once you create these 3 fields, you'll be able to add them here to update update that information. And it doesn't need to ask that information. It automatically, when someone calls in, they're generally saying, hey, I'm calling because in the case of plumber, my pipes are broken, toilet's not working, sink's leaking water, whatever the case may be, right? And it'll capture that there. So that is it. Those are the steps here that we need to cover. And then we go to phone and availability. Phone and availability is you want to assign a phone number to the agent, right? So number 1, you want to assign the phone number to the agent, and you do that by direct from the drop down here. If you don't have a number to assign, you can obviously buy a new number, which we talked about earlier under the phone number setup already. So that's that. And then you want to sort of answer these questions here. Enable AI agent as a backup to the phone number. Or if this is, if the default behavior is that it'll answer the call after if the call forwarding number doesn't respond. And that's generally what you want to set up for an after hours or an overflow center. And then if you want the AI agent to only work during certain hours, the purpose of after hours is that you want it to work after the 5 p.m. or whatever the business close hours are, right? And or before the business opening hours there. But I generally like to just keep this off because I also want it to work if they miss a call as well during business hours, right? The business is obviously getting the time to answer the call first because we're forwarding the call to them, which is why we have this option enabled. So the call goes to the business first. It rings 3 or 4 times. They don't answer the call. Even if it's during business hours, I still want the agent, the voice AI agent, to answer that call, take that message so that they don't miss any calls. And and the customer doesn't feel like, oh, they've left a voicemail or something. They've actually left their entire message, and now the business will be able to return that call back as well. And that is it. So go ahead and hit save then, and you are done. Your voice AI agent is now set up. All right, so what we're going to do next is call this voice AI agent and talk to it, and let's see how it goes. So let me go ahead and dial that, and then we'll take a quick break after that and help answer any questions there may be related to the setup or go over anything before we dive into our virtual receptionist. So let me go ahead and put it on speaker. Can you guys hear?
The AI virtual assistant for ABC Plumbing. How can I help you today?
Hi, Ashley. My toilet's broken. It's not working, and it also looks like the pipes in the kitchen are leaking water. I'm not sure what's going on. Need someone to get here ASAP.
Oh no, that sounds frustrating. Let's get this sorted out for you. Could I have your first and last name, please?
Yeah, my first name is Beyond, and last name is Singh.
Thank you, Beyond. Could you please spell your first and last name for me to ensure I have it correctly?
Yeah, sure. My first name is spelled as Beant, and last name is Singh, Singh.
Got it, Beyond Singh. Thank you. Could I have your email address, please?
Yep, that's B as in boy, and then my last name Singh, Singh at getwahi.com. Wahi is wahi.com.
Just to confirm, your email is B as in boy, SINGH at GETWAHI.com. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Great. What's the best phone number to contact you back on?
Sure, let's do 559-804-4486.
Just to confirm, your phone number is 559-804-4486. Is that correct?
Yep.
Perfect. I've got all your details. A team member will reach out to you shortly to help with the broken tool and leaking pipes. Is there anything else you'd like to know or discuss?
Yeah, could you ask them to call me as soon as possible? I also want to know what the cost is going to be.
I'll make sure they know to contact you as soon as possible. As for the cost, we offer free on-site estimates, so they'll be able to give you a detailed quote once they assess the situation. Plus, don't forget about our $50 off your first service. Anything else I can assist with?
Nope, that's all. Thank you.
You're welcome, Beyond. Thank you for choosing ABC Plumbing. Have a great day, and we'll be in touch soon. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. All right. I'm actually surprised it kind of got my name right as well. But it was able to spell things correctly, confirm things as well. And although it called me Beyond instead of Beyond, but that's fine. That's good enough. At least it hopefully it got the spellings and stuff right since it asked for it. So let's take a look. Let's take a look and see what did it do in terms of the messages. By the way, I'm actually not going to receive any messages on this one because this particular number on this account is not what do you call it? Is not A2P verified. So we are going to have to wait a couple minutes because I have those wait steps in that workflow. But here's the information. Well, that's weird. It actually spelled it out beyond instead of beyond. Although I gave it the spelling. So there's that. But it got the last name right. It got the email right. It got the phone number in there. All of that is they're correct. Well, let's wait for a couple of minutes to see once we receive the text message there as well. And we'll keep on this call. All right, let's see. Beyond impressed. That's right. All right. In the meantime, while we're waiting for these messages to come through, any questions on the stuff that we covered right here? And by the way, if you guys are wondering, these prompts and stuff that I'm going over, these will all be shared during the boot camp with you. The setup, the workflows that we have, they're part of the snapshot. They'll be shared with you at that time as well. So if you're on one of if you did purchase our product, the boot camp, it'll be there with you. All right, so here we go. We got the message coming in. It's got the entire call transcript, and then it summarized the call here as well. Looks like we it didn't grab the message. Someone probably changed the field over here, but we can check that by going right over here. All right, here's that question. Here's that message. Tool is broken, not working. So instead of toilet, it thought it said tool. And kitchen's leaking water. I'm not sure what's going on. I need to get some help ASAP. So there's that message there that I originally called in for. If someone in my team had not changed that workflow, then that message would have been right there. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, they changed it to contact AI caller inquiry 1. That's what's going on. All right. Anyways, but that's the so that's the entire workflow. That's how that works. It sends you that text message. It sends the person who's calling in a message in as well. And you now have successfully completed the process of replacing an answering service call center by having the message be delivered. First, the message be taken over the phone, collecting the contact information, and then sending that off to the customer and the business owner as well. And that completes the entire process of that. So I'll pause over here, like I said, and we'll answer some questions, and then we'll jump right into the next use case, virtual receptionist. I see a couple of hands raised here, so let's just go ahead and ask those folks to, Sharon, can we ask Amir to unmute
Yep,
himself?
Amir, you
Yeah.
can.
Hi, good morning. Can you
Morning.
hear me okay?
Yes,
Perfect.
yes, we can.
Yeah, okay. So I'm driving, so I'm just gonna be quick about this. I have created one similar to this for the plumbing, and in practical terms, one issue that I ran into was that I put in the business hours when they're open in the prompt field, so that it knows about the working hours, except for some reason it is always assuming that we're in a German
Yeah.
time zone or something.
Yeah, that
And
issue is actually being fixed. HighLevel's aware of that, and it's in staging or testing right now. And we found a way to kind of prompt it and get around that, but they're actually fixing it so where it recognizes account's time zone, and you don't have to worry about prompting it and telling it what time zone you are in. So it gets your account time zone right every single time, and it works off of that. I'm assuming next week sometime that'll be out, and we won't have to worry about that thereafter. Then you can only enter in your business hours, and when someone asks, "Hey, are you open right now?" it'll be able to give them the correct answer.
okay, great. And the second issue well, it's not an issue, it's a challenge, is that most days handymen, HVAC people or plumbers that we're going after, they are already working with a popular CRM called Jobber, and they want to get their they want to be integrated with that if possible, and like getting their calendar bookings there, and flow stuff into their CRM. Is that something that we can do at the moment, or something that can be done? That's
So,
one question.
yeah, there are integrations available. I'm not an integration expert. So I personally don't know that, but there are integrations available with some of those, like Service Titan, Jobber, Service Fusion, some of those there, and you'll be able to. One of my businesses is also a service business. It's a security company, and we use Service Fusion there, similar to Jobber, and I've been able to integrate Service Fusion and HighLevel together. So I'm sure you'll be able to do that with Jobber as well.
Right, because they're not very technical typically, and they just don't want to get out of their comfort zone and train other people. The the other question is that a lot of these people, especially like attorneys are another niche that we're working with. They, even though we have a new number for these AI agents, they don't want to, change anything around. I mean, they got their telephone number, their main number, out
That's
everywhere, right?
that's fine.
So
They can keep that same phone number, and all they have to do is forward that number to the AI number, and that's it.
like forward it to that number.
Yeah. So, for example, like AT&T, Verizon, Cox, Comcast, Xfinity, all of these, the standard, I'll just say the word landline numbers or voice over VoIP numbers. There's forwarding settings you can set up. And I think someone had mentioned it on one of the last calls. I believe it's like *62, then you type in the number. But you can Google this. They're based on the carrier. This information is available online. You can Google this, and it'll tell you what the exact steps are to forward that from their phone. So you type in, let's just say *62. So you type in *62, then you type in the number, the number where you want to forward the calls to, which will be the number for the CRM, HighLevel, right? Inside their sub account. You'll forward those calls to that. So if someone calls that number, the original number of that business, it'll forward the call to the CRM. And now the voice AI agent is active on that number, and it'll be able to do whatever you want it to do.
Right. Though it kind of sometimes maybe create a circular effect, because AI picks up, and if it needs to transfer the call back to them, then it creates a
Yeah, you want
circular effect.
Right. So you can't transfer it back to that same exact number. Otherwise, you're going to create a big old loop. Generally, most businesses have a couple of numbers. So you'll want to transfer it back to the secondary number so that they can answer the call in their office.
And one last quick question: the call transfer feature, is there a limit to how many of those we can set up?
No, I haven't noticed one. There is a limit on workflows. I believe it was 5 or 10, but all the limits are also increasing as well. Like if there was a limit on agents being only 10 agents, now it's 20. There was a limit on phone time only being 5 minutes, now it's 15. So I think if you run into any sort of limit issues, just raise a ticket with HighLevel. They'll look at the use case and they'll increase it. But for the most part,
Right, because I'm using this call transfer feature similar to an IVR, to transfer to Dr. A to Dr. B, Dr.
yeah,
C, and
yeah.
it hands it over.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
man.
you
Thank you so much. I
definitely do
appreciate
that.
it.
You can easily do like 5 or 10 call transfers and have it be the AI voice enabled IVR as well. That's a perfect use case for it as well.
All right,
Awesome.
thank you so much.
Thank you so
Sounds
much,
good.
Amir. We're going to move on to Melody. Melody, feel free to come on.
So my question is, day one, you did a really cool demo, and it was like a complex one where the AI actually created the demo based on the information the caller gave them.
Yep.
How do we do that? Will you be showing us that either here or on the boot camp for the 12-day boot camp?
Yeah,
We
it is
do
part
have-
of. Sorry, go ahead, Sharon.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, we won't be showing that here, but it is a part of the 12-day boot camp, where you can set up that voice demo where the AI kind of demos itself and collects that information. So we have a whole prompt and process on how to set that up.
Okay, so I'm part of the 12-day boot camp. Is there a way to get that ahead of time? Because I wanted to hit the barbershops.
Yes. Let me have a customer success reach out to you to get you that information. It should be in your course under the resources area, but we'll make sure to send you an email so you know exactly where to find it.
Yeah. I did my second AI webinar today, and I was looking for it, but I recorded it from what you guys did, and it wasn't great. But I had a pizza one that Ben did, and I think it was when when HighLevel came back from their conference. So I used both of those. So you see like the minimum for a restaurant and then wow, what it could really do. And that was my audio on my end. So
That's awesome. That's
Awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely get that to you. It should be so anyone who's gotten that, there's learn.getextendly.com. That's the that's where the some of the course material is, and it's already added in there. It'll just be under the resources center. So, all right, let's go to Haji.
Haji, there we go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
Absolutely great. Awesome. A lot of valuable information. A couple of things though, like how many calls, because I've received conflicting, like different information about how many calls the AI can take simultaneously. Sometimes I'm hearing 10. Sometimes I'm hearing 20. Is there an exact number? That's one. Number two, is there a set of comprehensive information about how you do the whole porting, the client's phone number? If they want to stick to their landline that they've been using forever, how do you do that entire porting process? That's something I haven't seen anywhere around. I think those are the two questions I have. The number of calls
Sure.
and their ability to put their phone number, and really which scenario is the best one. To bring in the GSL with one of those LC phone numbers, or just put their phone numbers over. Which one creates most stickiness?
Yeah, no worries. Let's go through one by one on those questions. So the first one is how many consecutive calls can the AI take? That is north of 10. There's folks that I've seen that I personally haven't tested them in terms of consecutive calls. But from what I've heard from folks within HighLevel and other community people, they've said 50, 70, whatever numbers up to numbers people have tested. So it's definitely more than 10. There you go. It looks like there's someone who messaged that AI calls to 200 calls per minute. Well, that's per minute, not necessarily consecutive, but it's a lot. It's more than most of the businesses would have at a time. So that's that. The second question was, shoot, sorry, Haji, could you remind me what the second question was? The forwarding and the porting. Yeah, so I wouldn't suggest that there's a difference between porting a number over and forwarding the number to the AI number. I wouldn't suggest asking the business to immediately port the number over. It takes a few days. There's a little bit of a process to port the number over as well. But that is something you can definitely do if the business owner wants to do that and you see them sticking with you for a long term. It's better to have control over that number so that they don't just quit and leave. They know that they're going to have to do a little bit of transferring and stuff if they do need to leave. So you can definitely bring their existing number from their landline to inside of HighLevel and use that number there. So that's that process is called porting a number. The forwarding the number is what we were talking about earlier with Amir, where they don't want to change their business phone number. They don't want a new number. They just want to use the same one, and you can forward that number to an AI number there. And there are if you search HighLevel's help docs as well, there are instructions in there that tell you exactly how to set that up also. And I think there was a third question as well, which was which one's better for creating stickiness. And it definitely having the number inside HighLevel is better for creating stickiness. But as long as the service is working and functioning for them, that's going to be the one thing that creates the highest stickiness for you if the service is doing a great job. So I would focus on that rather than the phone numbers there. All right, I hope that helps answer that question for you, Haji. Let me know if there's anything else. In the meantime, we'll go to Miles.
right, Miles, you can unmute. While you're doing that, Miles, I'm just gonna show the answer to the previous question here. Melody, you were asking about where that voice demo prompt is. So if you go into learn.extendly under your course, Ultimate AI Employee Snapshot, module setup, you'll see this video right here. This has step-by-step instructions on how to get that set up. So the video is called Setup and Configure Your Voice AI Demo Agent. And with that, go ahead, Miles, you can ask your question.
And I believe there's a prompt that we designed as well that goes along with that as well, right, Sharon? With that
Yeah,
voice?
it's linked in that same lesson. The team is just adding it in.
Perfect. So there it is.
Okay, awesome, guys. This is incredible, incredible stuff you guys are sharing here. So I appreciate it. Question was, so I've set up a couple of these and I've noticed that it's a little buggy. For example, like sometimes when I call the number, it won't, the AI won't pick up. Are you guys seeing that? I've created multiple agents, multiple numbers. Are you guys seeing that? Or maybe it's just me.
So I haven't noticed that where it just doesn't pick up at all. I have noticed that there's generally about a 5-second delay before it picks up. And you might have noticed that when I called this answering service number as well in the demo, there was a little bit of a gap before the AI started talking to me. So there's that, but it definitely picks up. I'd love to take a look at.
It might be. So I noticed when you were setting it up just now, you said the only checkbox you check is the call recording. And so I played around with it. And so there shouldn't be, like, if I want a dedicated number just for the AI, then I don't put in any forwarding or any other user calls or even a call timeout, right?
Yeah, you want to see. So I've got call timeouts to 0 there, and then if you enable call connect feature, right, or a whisper message, both of these will cause a problem for the AI to not pick up.
Right. So I've disabled those. Yeah. But what it does is it's calling, like when I call the AI, when I call the AI number, it'll call my phone. So I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just wondering if you saw. I know it's a new product, so there would be some bugs. But if you guys aren't seeing that, then maybe I need to reach out to support.
Yeah, feel free to do that as well. It might be something related to your settings. So make sure there's a forward calls to if you're using it in the answering service use case like the one I demonstrated. If you wanted to call your number first, then have a forwarding number here. Then you want to make sure, as we were in the voice agent settings, this is enabled. Enable AI agent as a backup to the phone number, so that when the AI agent transfers a call to the forwarding number, and if that forwarding number doesn't respond or answer, then the AI agent can pick up. In that case, you also do want to have a timeout as well in the incoming call timeout. You want to set that to 20 seconds because otherwise, if the forwarding number has a voicemail, then the voicemail will pick up right after, and the AI agent won't know that it didn't pick up or anything of that nature. So you want to have the incoming call timeout set to 20 seconds in that case.
Okay. And so otherwise, that like you uncheck the incoming call timeout box.
Yeah, if you want so in this particular scenario, I wanted the AI agent to answer directly and didn't want it to go anywhere else, no forwarding number, anything. Then this is the exact settings you need. Just check the call recording box only if you want the call recording, and no timeout, no forwarding number, anything else.
Okay, got it. And I noticed it works 100% of the time if I use a toll-free number, but it's just when I switch to using a local number is like maybe 20% of the time. Yeah, and it'll work. And then if I go and update the AI agent settings, then it won't work. Then it'll work. So maybe it's a high-level support question.
Yeah, let's try that out and see.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. So we're going to ask one more question, and then we're going to move on to the second part of the training today, which is setting up a virtual receptionist. So Dominic, go ahead and you can ask your question.
Yeah, hi, Ben. Hello, Sharon. Thank you for the opportunity. So I opted in yesterday, took both of your one-time offers. I have two questions. Is part of this going to be a done with you or done for you?
It is done with you, correct.
Okay.
So through the boot camp, we have specific topics like how running your webinar, setting up your AI, setting up a demo. So we have those all those topics outlined on that 12-day agenda there. So we're gonna share our screen, guide you guys through step by step, and provide replays and instructions and SOPs so that we can work together. It is not done for you though.
Got it. The next question I have is the last question, is I have a client that sells shipping containers. We have built an in-house quote engine that utilizes a Google sheet where the client puts in the retail prices of the containers, and then it calculates a shipping cost based on an origin zip code and a destination zip code. That's all done through that Google sheet. Is it possible to train this AI agent to make a calculation off of that sheet based on a query,
Interesting.
so that the AI agent can issue a quote? Because I remember you had mentioned that it's capable of giving some pricing information, but I wasn't sure if it's capable of actually using any logic to compute a price based off of a CSV or a Google sheet.
Are you talking about adding the link to that Google sheet in the prompt area so that it can
Yeah, yeah,
get
exactly.
information?
That I can analyze it.
So you can analyze it. I haven't tested that. I have heard people do that, and they've gotten hit or miss answers. Where sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't do the full thing. Sometimes it doesn't do it at all. But I'll definitely test it out and let you know what my experience was. But that's what I've heard from other folks. It's not meant to be set up that way as of today. HighLevel will definitely add on knowledge-based sections to the voice AI where it can reference things of that nature, just like they have it in the conversational AI. But today, majority of the information, if you want to be certain that it gets the information, it's directly through the information that's entered in the prompt in a text format rather than having it refer a link.
Yeah, you can give it pricing information as in flat pricing, which we'll show you in our demo in a few minutes, but I don't think it has the capability to create calculations just yet.
It can add total. It can total up. So I did a test where I was ordering a pizza and I said, hey, I want a large pizza, an extra large pizza, some wings, and garlic sticks and whatnot, this and that. And I asked for, okay, how much is my total? They gave me the prices of each one and it totaled up the whole thing. So it can definitely do that.
Well, thanks for the answers, and I'll think of you as I eat my tacos down here today. Thank you.
Sounds good. All right. So, well, I know we've got more questions. We'll definitely come back to those. Sharon's got an exciting demo about a hair salon, which is in a virtual AI receptionist format. So Sharon, let's go ahead and run through that.
Yes, guys, we're super excited to share with this and share you this hair salon virtual receptionist. So this is how we set it up. So first, just going back to the basics, you're going to want to click on settings and then go to voice AI once my HighLevel account loads up. All right, so settings and voice AI agents. So if you're doing this for the first time, you'll click on create agent. You will name your agent. You'll put in your business name here. You'll select a voice. It has about 60 different voices and accents to go from, so you can listen to a few different ones. And then you're going to change this initial message, and I'll show you guys what I changed it to. So edit. So I called it my Glow Beauty virtual assistant. My business name is Glow Beauty. I just selected the name or the voice Rebecca, and I said, hello, thank you for calling Glow Beauty. How can I assist you today? All right. So then we're going to move on to the agent goal. So I switched mine to advanced mode so that you can write in your own custom prompt. And I'll give you guys an overview of the prompt that we're using as well. This prompt is going to be available for anybody who purchases the Ultimate AI Agency in a Box. And in one of our bootcamp days, we'll guide you through setting this up as well. So this is everything that's redlined in this prompt is the information that you'll want to change and update particular to the business that you're setting it up from. So I said you're an expert hair salon AI voice assistant named Sally who answers calls for a high-end women's hair salon called Glow Beauty. And so then some of this information down here. I said focus on hair salon related topics like services offered by hair salons, appointment bookings, or customer service. And then when people ask unrelated questions, politely redirect them back to the context. So these are more structural where you won't need to change the prompt here. And then we give it background. So this is where I plugged in very specific information about the salon. So the different types of services that they offer, right? They have a long haircut for $89, dry haircut for $39, cut, wash, and style for $59, and so on and so forth. So you can fill that up as much as you'd like with all of your service information. So my customers are women who are interested in cutting, dyeing, or styling their hair for a fresh new look. If you're asked about the location, I said we're located at 123 Hair Drive, Portland, Oregon. Just made up a fake address for this demo. And then here are hours. And the main goal is appointment booking. So when somebody asks about an appointment booking, I want it to say you can book online through our website. And if you like, I can text you your appointment booking link. So then below I added some more FAQs, like do you accept walk-ins? Do you have free parking? What are your payment methods? What are your business hours? What area do you serve and what's your cancellation policy? This is the information that's going to be ever growing as you listen to the questions that people are asking and continue to add more into your prompt. So this is kind of your Q&A area where you'll continue to add more information. And beyond, you follow a similar process, right? With the restaurants, as people are asking questions that you didn't anticipate, go back and edit the prompt, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So there's a workflow that adds all the questions people are asking into a spreadsheet, and then we analyze the spreadsheet on a regular basis. As people ask more questions, you go back into the prompt and add in the answers to those. So now it's getting smarter and smarter, and you're training it further to be able to answer those questions.
Awesome. So below this is just collecting the customer's information and an additional closing the call guidance. So now I have copied and pasted that into my prompt area right here. And I want to set up a few other actions. So call, transfer, and send SMS. So here I'm telling it when should the transfer take place. That's if a user wants to talk to a human owner or manager. And this is what I want you to say before transferring the call. I'm transferring you to a team member who can assist further. Please hold on for a moment. Now, this is the bare basics. As more information comes up where you realize that you need to transfer the call, you can add in additional call transfer actions and then send SMS. So whenever the user asks to book an appointment or book a service, I want them to send a SMS. And then so I just added a link to the calendar for this Glow Beauty demo customer. And then before we send the SMS, I want it to say, great, just sent you the link. Can you please check your phone for the message? So that's the setup there. This is the main part of what you're going to set up. And then phone and availability. So here you just select the phone number that you want it to call to. You can select certain working hours. So maybe you only want the agent to answer Monday to Tuesday during the lunch period when a live human isn't available, or after hours when a live human isn't available. You have that option, but we've set it up for 24/7. And then you have your call recordings and call logs. All right, let's go ahead and save that. Okay, so that's our receptionist. So now I'm gonna go ahead and call it, and I will ask it a question about the services there. So this is where it's gonna text me as well. Hopefully you guys can hear this.
Hello, thank you for calling Glow Beauty. How can I assist you today?
Hi, I'm looking for a woman's haircut. What are your prices?
Hi there. For a woman's haircut, we offer a long haircut for $89 and a dry haircut for $39. Would you like to know more about our services?
Yeah, what's the difference between a long haircut and a dry haircut?
A long haircut includes washing, cutting, and styling for longer hair. A dry haircut is a quick trim without washing or styling. Do you have a preference?
Okay, awesome. I think I'm gonna go for the long haircut.
Great choice. Would you like to book an appointment for your long haircut?
Yes, I would.
Great, just sent you the link. Can you please check your phone for the message? I've sent you a link to book your appointment online. Let me know if there's anything.
Awesome. I just got the link. Thank you.
You're welcome. If you need anything else, feel free to reach out. Have a fantastic day.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So it's probably a little too soon, but there you go. As I was on the call, you guys can see in real time, it sent me this link. And you know, if I was a customer, I can open up the link, book the appointment. And the best part about it is that it did that as I was on the call and then confirmed if I got the link. So with that, one of the questions that I asked, right? What's the difference between a long haircut and a dry haircut? I actually didn't give it that information of what's the difference between it. It used its knowledge to answer that appropriately. But of course, if you want it to answer in a very specific way, just feed that additional information into the FAQs. And if I wanted to call back, I can also ask, you know, what do you accept walk-ins? Do you have free parking? All of those FAQs that I added in, it will it'll answer those appropriately based on what we entered in for it to answer. So that's an example of how you can use this virtual receptionist for small business owners like salons. The same applies for any local business that is getting a lot of calls about their services in this manner. So that's what we wanted to show you guys about how this virtual receptionist works. And now I'm sure you have tons of questions, so we will move it back to the Q&A. Alrighty. Okay, so Shane, go ahead. Feel free to ask your question there.
I have been fighting my way through it, and just this really helps today. But wanted to see if you could show your custom fields and or maybe forward them. That's the thing I was having problems with last night, is trying to get the trying to trigger the workflow. I wasn't understanding how that happens, and I definitely do now, but I'm curious about your custom fields.
Oh,
and
yeah. Go
and
ahead.
another question, is there a limit to how much information you can feed the bot? Is it 2,000 characters or something like that?
Yeah, at this time it's 2,000 characters.
Okay.
We're not sure
And
if it'll increase or not. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if this is possible. I'm sorry to keep piling on, but I just put the URL of the website that I wanted it to have knowledge about. Does that work as well?
So yeah, that was the question the other gentleman was also asking. So it works sometimes and it doesn't work sometimes, at least from what
Okay.
I personally have not tested it yet to know that if it works every single time or not, just the feedback I've gotten from other folks who have tested it. It is not meant to where you can put in the URL and it'll read off of what's on that URL at this time. That feature will come out in the future, just like how they have it in the conversational AI part already, where you can load in a URL and it'll scrape the URL and grab all the information from there. Right now, the best way to provide
Just go with the
information is
prompt.
just in the prompt. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess the custom fields is the thing that's holding me back right now.
Got it. What was the question related to the custom fields again?
Just can you show me what they are? I think you have, does it matter? You have AI conversation update or something like that?
Yeah. So it's just based on what information you wanted to collect. And here I'll share my screen and show you what I have here. Okay, update contact fields. So the information, in this particular use case was that I wanted to collect the name, the email, address, last name, first name, last name, and then I also wanted to collect what the reason for the call was, why the person was calling. If they asked a second question, what that question was, and just for monitoring purposes, I'm adding in the entire call transcription in here.
And so you just okay.
Yeah. So, but in here, if you've got a set of questions that are important to your business that you want to collect and or qualifiers, you can definitely ask all of those questions here as well and continue adding on more and more fields. And then in the prompt, you just give it a question flow to ask. I want you to ask question 1 first, then the second, then the third, then the fourth, and I'll just continue down the road and do that for you and keep updating the fields with those answers.
Okay. All right. I'll fight through it. Thank you very much.
All right. No worries.
Great session today. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
All right, Glenn.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Hey, Glenn, how's it going?
Great. How you guys doing? Good to see you. This is really interesting stuff. So I'm a little, I'm a little bit confused from the standpoint of in a scenario where like a solopreneur, like for me to initialize this, that's pretty simple, right? It's just dealing with me and my questions. There's no transfers. There's nothing. But I'm in a vertical with, like think of a dealership, for example. We have departments, and then you have people within departments. So if you were to deploy something like this, it is like, so someone calls in, let's use a dealership for an example, and then they decide they want to talk to parts or service. So is that like another agent then that picks up at that point? Or how do you, and then you have a PBX of a phone, right? So if you're transferring to like the parts department, there's a PBX as an extension, it's not a regular number. Are you bypassing that and assigning individual phone numbers to like managers at department levels? Like, how do you manage a hierarchy beyond a solopreneur or a simple 1 or 2 person, business?
Yeah, so it's definitely there and able to handle those complex flows as well. It's just how you set them up, and to a degree, there's going to be somewhat of a limitation. It's not going to be able to solve for every single use case possible out there. In the use case that you're saying, you can have let's say 4 different agents going to 4 different departments, right? Then you have your initial agent that answers the call. The main phone number of the business, right? That's where the initial agent is installed. And the job of that agent is only to transfer the call to the appropriate department, right? So it's acting as a voice-enabled IVR. That's it. It's nothing more than that, essentially, at that point. And it may be able to answer some questions that people ask, like, hey, are you open? What are your hours? This and that, depending on the information you want to give it. But if someone asks, hey, I want to talk to the parts department then one of the actions you'll have in there under the transfers is transfer to the parts department. When someone asks, I want to speak to someone in parts department, right? And then you would enter in the phone number in the transfer section where the number that it's going to transfer to. that now that when it transfers that call, generally, once it's transferring from the main number to a that has an IVR to another department, that department usually doesn't have another set of IVR to go through to ask different set of questions, right? They may have like hold music or something that just, you know, before someone in the parts is available that can answer the call. But as far as the bot is concerned, it's made that transfer already to that phone number. And now someone in the parts department will answer the call. There could also be a scenario where you're not transferring directly to the end phone number where a human's going to answer the call. You're transferring to the parts department bot, right? And you transfer to the parts department bot. Now this bot has more information related to the parts department. And if and when they ask to speak to a human, then it can make that transfer to someone in the parts department. But otherwise, it can help them answer as many questions they need, book an appointment, things of that nature. It can do all of that there. And whenever asked for, it can transfer it to someone in the parts department, and then that'll be a human answering the call.
Yeah, so you've got a couple of legs. So each of those is a separate AI agent then basically?
Correct.
Is that really how
Correct.
you have to think of this?
Yeah.
And is that all covered like from the high level $97 sub account level? All of those AI agents would all be covered within that fee, that cost, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can have 20 agents within a single sub account that are covered under either the pay-per-use model or the $97 per month unlimited AI usage model.
Okay, and then one other thing. So I'm envisioning, and I have no idea in the real world, but I'm envisioning a scenario where, you know, we build a prompt and we're monitoring it and we're helping the customer. Obviously, I have to charge accordingly because this could be a lot of work and analyzing the questions that are coming in and training the bots and you know, it's a massive amount of stuff, especially if you have multiple bots that you're managing, right? So do you like, if I'm doing that, I wouldn't even want the customer to see the prompts in the back end, right? So if I were to like hide that or shut that down, are there things in there? I noticed like transcripts and there were buttons, some other things in the back end that someone might want to look at, or an admin at the location level, the customer side of the fence. Is that something, could I get away with that? Is that like not structured for me to, so if I'm hiding, let me rephrase, if I'm hiding all the detail, is there detail that they need to be able to get to, like call transcripts or things that I would have to give access to? Because I would have to be able to plan for that if I knew that.
Yeah, I don't know if the permission settings are up to par on that particular use case where you can hide the prompts just yet. They may be. I just haven't checked. We'll just need to check to see there. But if they are, then you definitely can hide the voice AI agent setting. But I don't believe you can, at least at this time. But that would be a permissions thing that HighLevel would need to do if that was the case. The users can definitely go in and have access to like contact level call transcripts, call summaries, and all of that. All of that gets added into the notes section every single time a call is completed.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of getting my head around this. I really would love to take your boot camp. Money's always been an issue, and second is I'm not sure my use case is ready for prime time, or at least, you know, ready for this at this point in time. But this is really great. Appreciate the tutorials and the demos. Thank you guys, and good work. Happy holidays.
All right. Thank you, Glenn. Happy
Sure.
holidays.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to the next question.
Shadab, go ahead.
Hey, hi. So my question is that in the call summary, there is a little summary about the call, the details, but there is no call recording. Is there a way we can add the call recording in that summary?
Not in that summary email that you receive. But you can definitely add actually, no, you can't even edit that call email that goes out at this time. So you can't add it there, but someone can definitely go into that contact and view the call recording and listen to the call recording there. All right, let's go Zubair.
There you go. Zubair, you should be able to unmute yourself now. Awesome.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for doing this. And I have a question, like, when you get the $97 unlimited subscription, like, you're limited to 20 agents per sub account, right? So is there a hard limit on the number of minutes all those 20 agents, like, per month? Like, for example, I have one agent making, like, I mean, the talk time is around 100,000 minutes. The other agent is 100,000. Like, is there any hard limit on these 20 agents per month on in terms of the minutes?
No, there's no limit that has been announced in terms of the agents yet. It's the usage is for the AI, and the AI usage is unlimited. Minutes relate to the telephone service. The telephone service is an additional charge on top of the AI. That is not unlimited. And that is whatever LC or LC charges, the LC phone charges within HighLevel, and I believe it's less than a penny for per minute. So the minute usage is related to the telephone. The AI usage is where it's doing all the prompts and referring to prompts and speaking back and all of that. That portion is unlimited.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks,
Let's go to
Zubair.
Richard.
Richard, go ahead. If not, there you go, Richard.
Yeah, I clicked unmute and then you clicked mute to unmute me and it muted me. So,
Oh, sorry.
that's all right. So my question is that if it's limited to 2,000 characters, I'm just curious because what we want to do is have it we want to do calls where they call back because they missed a call, because we do that a lot. We'll get calls. We'll call out and not leave a voicemail, and they'll call back pretty quick. And so we want to have it go to that AI and it offer them a service, because there's a federal law about ADA compliance, and we have amazing software that we can offer them. And so we want it to tell them, well, we called because we noticed your website was not complying with federal law, and if we were lawyers, you could be in a lot of trouble. So what we wanted to do was offer you ADA compliance for your website, and we'll do all the work for you up front without any money. And once you see it working, then it would only cost you XYZ, and then XYZ a month to keep it online. Would that be something you're interested in, to protect you from somebody coming to your website that needed it, and then they contact a lawyer, and then you're in trouble? And so could it do that and then send the link if they want that to sign up for that?
If someone's calling in, it can definitely do that. Outbound calls are not possible.
Right. No, we'll do the outbound, and then when they call back,
Yeah,
they get that.
yeah. When they call back, so it won't be like, someone just so I can make sure I can understand the exact scenario how it's going to work. It won't be where, so for example, you called me, Richard, and then I'm like, okay, who the heck is calling me? I see a missed call, and then I call back. And when I'm calling back, I'm generally going to ask, who is this? Why are you calling me? Or something of that nature, right?
Right.
So the service, the AI won't just pick up the call and just start blabbering the message automatically. It will go through like, hey, I just saw a missed call. What was this for? And then you can have a prompt set up that says, if someone says something of this nature, then say this. And now you can have it start with the sales pitch essentially, and go through it.
Interesting. Okay. And then, so since it's limited to 2,000 characters, is that because AI gets wonky when you get into a longer conversation? It like forgets the first part of it and goes all wonky?
I am not sure what the reasoning behind the 2,000 character limit is. I am going to assume that it has something to do with, way too much context being provided within the prompt, or more context related to the business or the service than the prompt itself, and one or the other getting heavier. But I'm not exactly sure why the number 2,000 was selected.
Okay. So how do we give it like, I mean, it can we tell it things when we're talking to it to update its memory banks? Like, okay, well, I'm the owner and I want you to do this. Because if I can do that, then somebody calling, if they figure out it's AI, they could do that.
No, so a part of the prompt, you would state things like that, stay on track, don't get off track, and things of that. There's descriptions in part of the prompt that you would write that so that it won't start taking commands from someone, and start doing this or that, the other.
Yeah, and then the last thing I wanted to know is the 20 or so that you could do, can they pass information back and forth, or are they all just in their own box?
They are in their own box until transferred to, only then they can access their knowledge.
Oh, okay. Well, love you guys, man. You guys are awesome and provide amazing value. I love it. Thank you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Richard. And David, I just noticed David clarified in the chat, it's 2,000 words, not characters, which is an important dif differentiation there. So 2,000 words, not characters.
Okay, awesome. Carlos Arguello, go ahead.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So thanks for everything. Couple questions. I bought the SaaS agency in a box Black Friday, and I heard you say, I think when you were talking about the salons, that if you have that the prompts that you were sharing were going to be somewhere in there. Did I get that correct?
So not in the SaaS agency is a different product than the AI here. AI is a newer product. The SaaS agency product has been around for a little bit longer. So there are two different products that we have. To answer your question, the prompts and the resources that are related to the AI are not in the SaaS agency.
And they're not going to be in the small business snapshots either, because that was part of the agency as well, right? That if you bought that in Black Friday, you get all of them.
Right, you get the small business also doesn't have any of the AI components in there. All the AI components are separated into the AI snapshot with the bootcamp and all the resources appropriate to it.
So what about if you want the AI snapshots that you guys shared, but maybe not necessarily the boot camp, can that be separated out, or is it all in one?
So the AI snapshot by itself is $24.95.
Okay.
With the bundled bootcamp offer and the webinar snapshot and all the assets and resources, it's priced at $29.95.
Okay. But if we have your white label onboarding support that we bought with that, in theory, we should get help to set that up for our clients, correct? Or no?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Okay.
we'll help set it up regardless. Yeah.
Okay. So interesting thing, two more quick things if I could, and I'll be really quick.
Sure.
Number one, on the first day you were talking about your pizza franchise example, and I didn't quite understand. So if you want to use the AI voice as a spillover, right? So like if they don't answer the phone, when you were talking right now about porting or whatever, you're still using their number, their current number that they advertise. You're creating an A2P number under their subdomain, and then basically you're saying if if their number goes unanswered for 20 seconds, then it transfers over to this A2P, and that's when the AI picks up. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. All right. I can look into the rest of that later. The other thing, I actually am a Supercuts franchisee, and I've been thinking about how I actually use this for virtual assistant, simple to what you guys went through. The biggest problem that we have in systems like that is that we use specific POS systems that manages our booking, and the API and all that stuff is not very good sometimes. We have, even without adding any AI, we have a bunch of troubles with double booking and, people going over and stuff like that. The way that you're doing this right now, your example with salons, because I would love to implement it in my own business before I sell it to my other franchisees or whatever. Um, you're using a calendar function that's like a third party, like you're setting your own calendar to kind of look through that, right? You're not actually, I couldn't connect necessarily to my POS system, which is Zenoti, that manages all my bookings and manages like the national Supercuts app. So when somebody wants a haircut, that they can kind of look through that. I'm assuming I'm going to run into more issues because I have more of a heavier tech stack with my bookings than somebody who has a standalone barber chair or standalone salon. Would that be accurate, you think?
Does the
Yeah.
note give you a link, a calendar link that you can send to people? Because that would be the workaround.
That's what I need to find out, because if there's like an open source or something that they have that can connect this to that potentially, right? Because that would be wonderful. But that's kind of what I was thinking. And in your example, though, what I'm assuming is that it would work better or probably more streamlined or efficient if you are a barber who just rents your own chair, that you manage your own schedule. But if I have to manage 7 salons with 7 different stylists with spillover or double booking, the AI could potentially screw things up if they're not talking to each other correctly.
Are
Well,
these your locations, Carlos?
Yes.
I'm gonna send you my calendar link. Book a call with me. I would love to go through and strategize the entire process and maybe even set it up.
I would love to, because if I can make it work in my Supercuts locations, I know a lot of franchisees that would love this, because that's one of our biggest pain points that we have. Not only us, right, but like all other quick service salons, sports clips, great clips, that kind of stuff. It's a big pain point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it. I just sent you a DM on the chat with my calendar link. So grab a time there. Let's do that. I've gone through similar stuff with my own restaurants with multiple locations. So I'm sure we can figure something out and
All right.
strategize.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No worries. Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Barrington.
You.
There you
Okay.
go. Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you answered this already, but I was wondering, for like a fast food restaurant, how does the order connect to the back end?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah, at this time, it doesn't. So the AI is capable of taking the order, um, but you'll need to send that order through either like a text message or an email or something of that nature, where it can print, or maybe even fax or something, where it can print at the location, similar to how at restaurants, third-party order takers send messages, send orders that they take, which don't integrate with a POS system. That's how that would need to be handled. But if the restaurant is any sort of high volume, I would stray away from having that model implemented, because if it doesn't go to the kitchen printer or the kitchen display system, then there's a high likelihood of the staff missing those orders and not being able to make them. Which is why in my own restaurants, I don't have orders going to our locations. All I have is it answers a lot of the questions, and then whenever someone is ready to place an order, it then transfers that call to the store so they can take the order. But all other questions like, hey, what's on this pizza? What's on that? How much is the price of the large pizza? Can you do half and half pizzas? Can you, how many slices are in your large or extra large? Do you have gluten-free? Do you have vegan? All of those style of questions are all answered on the front end. So the person at the store doesn't need to worry about that. They simply go to just take the order, punch it in, and they're done.
Okay, you said it could print out. Can you have it print out automatically?
Yeah, you can set up an automation where once it takes the order, that order goes into a custom field. Then that custom field triggers the workflow to print out or whatever you want it to do, and or send an email, send a text message with the details that you may want to include as part of that. So it can do all of that.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yep.
Thanks.
All right. Down the road, it'll definitely be able to, once there's integrations built with POS systems, it'll definitely be able to do the direct into the POS and send it to the kitchen display system. But just right now, it cannot.
Understood.
All right. Thank you, sir. Let's go ahead and go to Keith.
Sorry, try again, Keith.
Oh, I think we did the double unmute. Okay. Thanks for taking questions. So my use case is realtors who will have a main cell phone. So as you talked about, we can forward to the AI number, which is in a sub account. They can field the call, and we don't want to have the option to go back to the original cell phone number, but could we go to a different additional number at $1 a month or whatever, that would then prompt the cell phone user through the HighLevel app? Is that a good workaround?
Yep. You can do exactly that. So you can, instead of the transfer number being the cell phone, you can set the secondary HighLevel phone number there, and then you can have the settings of it with the transfer, like forwarding and what do you call it? Let's go here. Let's go to one of these. Then you can have these, like, call connect feature enabled, the whisper message enabled, and all of those there.
Okay, great. And then the follow-up is, can you have 20 voice AI bots in the 197 package, or is it only chat bots that can have 20?
Yeah, so I've gone up to 10 so far. I said, let's see how many it can create. At the time, it was only able to create 10, but now you can create 20. So essentially, you just continue to create. It'll create. So there you go. I've just added an 11th one there.
Those are voice.
These are all voice. These are all voice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. One Q&A for your pizza shop. If you have vegetarian options, we don't want to taint the pepperoni. So, you might want to have a different location for non-vegetarians. Just kidding. Just kidding. Thanks for the question. Have a great day.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks.
Funny. All right, Sam.
Oh, hi. Just a few quick questions. Do I have to pick a niche when I do this, or I can just, go and try out different local services?
Yeah, I mean, picking a niche, there's a little bit, in my opinion, there's a little bit of a process to go about. Niching down is definitely a great concept. That way, your product and your service is highly targeted. Your messaging, your advertisement, your positioning as a brand is highly targeted to that particular niche. But if you have no idea what niche to go for, or there's no expertise, prior knowledge, why you want to go for a certain niche, then I would walk down sort of a process to select the niche that you want to go for. And the niche doesn't necessarily need to be like a dentist as an industry, or a chiropractor as an industry, or landscapers, and that's the only thing you want to serve. That's what we ideally think that a niche is. But a second option to a niche is also your service itself. Whatever you offer, if it applies exactly the same way from business A versus business B versus business C, then you know you have that niche. Let's just use voice AI agents as an example. If your service is voice AI agents, and you could do the voice AI agents for salons, you can do it for restaurants, you can do it for landscapers, you can do it for plumbers and anyone else that you want. That's your niche, right? That's what you're offering to your customers. And then the second part of that could be, you can offer that service to a bunch of different local businesses. And you may realize that, hey, you know what? Dentists are really hard to get a hold of. The sales cycle is long. There's a lot of competition in that space. Maybe this isn't the one area that I want to focus. Instead, you may see, hey, but plumbers are really easy to get a hold of, or landscapers or restaurants, whatever, right? They're really easy to get a hold of. They make a decision immediately. And matter of fact, they've referred me to a bunch of people as well. And, I've got 50 clients or 100 clients, and out of that, majority of my clients are in this particular niche. So I'm going to build out my marketing, my positioning, my brand more around that niche. Then you can go focus more into that, while maybe still keeping other options open in case you land on a second one that also becomes a gold mine for you. But that's sort of the process I would use in terms of selecting a niche, unless there's prior experience in a particular niche. Maybe you come from the background of with dentists, or having worked with dentists, or knowing a lot of dentists. Then you can say, yeah, no brainer, I'm going to go target dentists right away. But if that's not the case, then this is sort of the model I would use to go about picking a niche.
Okay. I'm thinking of coaching and consultants as a niche. That just popped in my mind a few days ago.
Yeah, again, there's a lot of coaches, consultants, and there's a lot of people that target coaches and consultants. Unless there is good expertise and a reason why you want to target those, I would definitely not just kind of, I'm going to pick a name out of the hat and that's the one I'm going to target.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Just one or two more quick ones.
Sure.
I'm looking for the landing page for your product, for your offer, right? Today, is that right? I didn't see the link. And when is the due date to the
Sharon, can you pull up that slide that has that information on there, so you can show it to everyone?
Yes.
is there expiration on it? Like the offer?
So there isn't an expiration. The expiration to the price point of $29.95 is December 31st. So everyone's got till December 31st, and or 100 seats. If the 100 seats get taken before December 31st, then we'll shut off the admission enrollment into the February boot camp there. But after December 31st, the price for the February session is going to be $34.95 there. And in terms of, soon as you, for example, if you bought the February session today, you'll get access to all of the resources that we already have for you immediately, which means the snapshots, the trainings that we have, the voice prompts and things of that nature that we've shared today, and that all of that will be given access to immediately. And once the January bootcamp starts rolling, those recordings will also be made available to the folks in the February session there. The only difference is you cannot join the live boot camps until February.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so you have today it is 2,995 for so you'll just use the discount code FEB25 at checkout on the page getexcellently.com/AI. And then the actual live boot camp for the February session will start on February 3rd. If you guys already bought yesterday or the day before, then we're gonna, and you were able to get in for the January session, we're gonna start on January 6th. All resources will be delivered to you immediately upon purchase. The only resource that we're going to give you as the bootcamp starts is the AI specific webinar, because we want to set that up and launch it with you and guide you through step by step. But all these prompts that we shared today, the snapshots, they are already in our members area that you immediately get access to once you purchase.
Okay, thanks. For some reason I'm gonna get extendly. Oh, .com. I missed the .com. Okay.
I'll paste it in the chat.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
/AI Web 25. All
Oh,
right.
I see. Thank you.
There you go.
Thanks.
Okay, cool. And then we have James. James, go ahead.
Hi there. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, great. Quick comment. You guys are awesome. I've been a customer now for about 6 weeks, and the support, the customer focus, the quick reaction times, both and the white level, chat support, extending OS, all been great. So kudos to that. Quick question. I made 2 purchases. I purchased and set up the ultimate SaaS product, and I've also purchased this the AI product. Would you recommend / is it recommended to somehow incorporate the snapshot for the AI into the SaaS, or would you recommend that I set the SaaS? Because I realize it's an agency, the AI agency SaaS is a separate SaaS. Would you recommend setting that up maybe in another sub account and then working with subdomains, or what's the great? I'm a little fuzzy on what the approach should be.
Yeah, so James, the reason they're separate is because they're purposely made in a way where they we know a lot of our clients have the SaaS agency, and while that may be the main product offering that they are offering, and they may want to bring in the AI agency snapshot items as an offering in addition to their SaaS as well. So they can literally fit in like almost like a jigsaw puzzle there. So you can add in the AI agency into the SaaS agency snapshot in the same existing sub account without having to worry about a bunch of different duplications happening. The teams thought through well on that to be able to ensure that it just plugs in and there's not a lot of duplications. The only thing you would do is you would give it a domain and then / the name of the offer, right? So it could be /AI or something of that nature. And that's where people would go access that particular offer, that landing page, and things of that nature there. But if they went to your main URL, then they'll still see your standard SaaS page up. Unless you wanted to replace that with the AI, then obviously you can.
Sure, modify it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what about the webinar snapshot, the review snapshot as well, or they all can marry right in there, no problem?
Correct. Yeah, they can all
Perfect.
be right in. Yeah.
And just for whatever little customer feedback,
Mm-hmm.
might be good to communicate that out throughout the extendly side of support, because I have gotten a few. No bad information, but a few, I'll figure it out, I'll get back. Generally speaking, snapshot, because generally, you're not supposed to copy one snapshot on top of another,
Right.
just blindly. So, but beyond that, even that was great, because they didn't just walk the plank and send me off into disaster. They qualified it. So, but other than that, I'll get off. I'll let somebody else speak. But this has been a tremendous 3 days. It's been very valuable. Even as a person who's already purchased and set up a lot of this stuff. So kudos to you guys, and have a great holiday. Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
That's very sweet.
Thank you, James. Happy holidays.
You too.
All right, next we have Nicety AI.
Yeah, thank you. My question is around the when you have, for instance, Trinity bought voice AI agents within a sub account. Do you need to have different phone numbers attached to each voice AI agent?
Correct. One voice AI agent can only attach to one phone number, and one phone number can only attach to one voice AI agent.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Yep, no worries. All right, Keith.
I think Keith may have already asked his question, but I just saw Miles raise his hand again. Go ahead, Miles.
Oh, hi. Hi. One more question again. Have you guys connected like the chat, the AI chat with the AI voice? So like if someone is texting back and forth, would you just have it save that info to like a custom field? And then if they call in, then the AI will know what the chat was about?
No, so the AI doesn't have contextual information or historical information at this time yet. So it can't reference back that, we were texting about this, that, or the other, or last time when they called in, they were talking about this. And so I need to remember that. It just starts off a fresh call every single time without any memory to it. But that will definitely change in the future. That's been a feature request by many, including myself, to HighLevel. So I'd be very interested in seeing that come live, hopefully soon.
Okay. So that kind of leads me to think that if we put a custom, variable or, custom field into the prompt, it won't go and reference that custom field in the database or in the sub account.
It's been a hit and miss. We've tried custom values, custom fields. There, it's been a hit and miss in referencing those.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys are on the cutting edge. Thank you very much for taking the extra time answering all of our questions. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
All right, 3D training. You haven't asked a question yet. Go for it.
Thank you. Great information, and especially with the AI. And we have been using HighLevel for our normal businesses. And we just got a new account, agency account Explore, being resellers is providing services with HighLevel just because we love it so much. And I think I signed up with Extendly to see the support services, I think December 3rd. And I used the promotion and it shows under BNT, but I did not, how do I get started? You guys might have probably sent me emails, but I might have missed. So what's my next step in terms of getting started? Checking out, I think I signed for the basic plan to begin with. Can you send me a link or someone that I can connect to just get started with the setup and understanding your services better and all your offerings?
Yeah, sorry, did you say you already did purchase?
Yeah, I think on December 3rd, you'll have the promotion. I can send you the email. It's in the bobby@3dtraining.com, but
Okay, you could just respond back to that email, actually letting them know that you need some
no,
assistance.
respond to whom?
Just the email that you got for the purchase. Just respond back to that one. And that goes direct.
That's the thing. I don't think I got a response back. It might have gone to my spam. I'll have to check. But is there a support email or something that I can reach out to?
Yeah, if just to confirm, are you referring to the purchase being an Extendly product or a HighLevel
Extendly product.
Extendly product? Okay.
Yeah.
So you can email support@getextendly.com, or you can also jump in to reach out to our customer success team by going to our website, and there is on the lower right hand corner there's a web chat button there. Click that, press web chat, and ask your question there, and they'll get that back to you immediately, and they'll respond back to you with a text message as well, or email, whichever preference you have, and get you sorted out. That's the fastest way to getting it sorted out.
Okay, perfect. We got that. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Okay, Scott Resnick, go ahead.
My question is, if you're using one number and you've been using it for the client as like their main number with text back features, those kinds of things, and now you want to incorporate the AI voice, can you use that same number and have it ring to the AI voice and then transfer from there? Or do you really need a separate number and disconnect it from like the chat features and whatnot, if that makes sense?
Sharon, did you get that question? I might have missed.
Sorry, could you repeat the end of that? Scott is answering another question over here. My bad. Repeat that one more.
Sorry, might be a little confusing. So
Yeah.
I have a few clients that we're upselling into the AI voice right now. We're using the text back, the missed call text back feature. So we already have a number established for them that they use on their websites and GBP and everything. So we want to now incorporate using that same number, the AI voice. Do we lose the ability to use it for the SMS texting and whatnot if we use that same number? Do we need to establish a second number, in other words?
No, you can use the same number. So for my pizza stores, I've done the same thing. Before we used to whenever we missed a call, it would send a text message back saying, "Hey, we're sorry you missed your call. Tell us what's going on." Or, "By the way, did you know you can also order online?" And so you can continue to use that same number without having to get a separate number for the voice AI agent. Have the voice AI agent answer. The missed call text message use case reduces significantly, because before, every time we would miss a call, it would send out a message. Now, every time the voice AI agent is going to answer the call, right? The small window that the missed call text back still has to function is if the caller is calling in right before the voice AI agent even has a chance to answer, the caller hangs up. Now the missed call text back will still function, because that's a true missed call, and it'll still send out a message. But if the voice AI agent answers the call, the missed call text message will no longer send out a text message that we missed your call, because the voice AI agent has answered it. Now the voice AI agent sort of takes over that responsibility of going forward there.
And then I guess my follow-up to that is, so just recently I'm looking at using CloseBot as the provider for the messaging side of things. Once it sends like a calendar link or something to the caller, and then it switches over basically to like SMS, will that handoff still happen, if that makes sense, to whatever we're using for the text feature?
Yeah. So once it switches to SMS and you have any sort of conversational AI enabled, whether it's CloseBot or the native GHL conversational AI, whatever the case may be, right? As long as it's on that same phone number, the text messaging back and forth, the AI will then pick up as soon as the user responds with something, then the AI, the conversational AI will respond back with the text message as well.
Okay, but they won't know the history. So would you recommend something like maybe tailoring the message when it sends a text, like, hey, it's, and then switch to like a new name from whatever business, our AI agent asked us to send you this text, so it almost looks like a new conversation?
You can, yes, that should be done. It just makes sense to do that. So that otherwise, in a normal, like a human conversation, you would assume, oh, I just spoke to this person and that's the same person that's sending me a text message, so they know what I talked to them about. And in this case, that historical conversation isn't transferring forward to the memory of the conversational AI. So it's probably best to pretend to be the secondary agent.
And that's all right in that prompt, right? The SMS prompt in the AI setup?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thank you guys. Great 3 days.
All right. Thank you, Scott.
Awesome. Cody.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Definitely awesome information, and I'm really sad that I can't take advantage of the boot camp right now. But for those of us that aren't able to join the boot camp, what resources would you suggest we access? And do you have a plan suggestion?
So the boot camp resources are well, boot camp is only okay. Let me back up. If there is a purchase, all the resources on the AI agency in a box launch are there and available in the resources center. The bootcamp recordings will also become available there for those that are not able to join the bootcamp live. So those are there. Whether you're joining the bootcamp or not, we obviously recommend joining the bootcamp if you're buying it. But if in case you're not able to, all the resources are available there.
I'm sorry,
Wait. So I think he's asking if you're not a part of the boot camp.
Okay.
So to answer that, the recordings from these 3 days will be available and sent out to everyone on Friday. So you'll have time to go back, read through each recording guide, and then note down things that we walked through, right, at your own pace. We'll also send you over those slide decks that we promised, so that you have something to use as a demo, and any of the slide decks that we use throughout the presentation as well. So those are the free resources that we have. Beyond also does a call every Tuesday at 12 Pacific. Is that right? 12 Pacific?
Yeah, Tuesday at 12 Pacific, which is just training on the voice AI bot stuff and answering questions that folks may have on that call.
Yeah. So those are the free resources that we have available.
That's fantastic. Could you put, is there a calendar link to that call?
Yeah, it's on our I'll find a link right now and
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat. Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else, Cody?
No, you've answered my question greatly. Thank you.
Beautiful. All right, Denny, go ahead.
Hey, thanks guys, and thanks for all your help over the years. Question is, what do you recommend? So if we forward, like let's say we're doing this for a studio, whether it's a salon or fitness, and we're going to forward their number to the AI, but we also have a live transfer in case someone's like, I want to speak to a live person, I want to speak to a manager because they realize it's a bot, they're upset, they want to cancel or something. So if we transfer that back to the studio, isn't it just going to forward back to the bot, or do we need another number? Like, what if they only have one number at the studio? What would you recommend?
So you would definitely you would need to do one of two things. Have a secondary number at the studio, so bring to it, or change the main number to a number from HighLevel. That way you can use the studio number as a forwarding number that it sends the call to. Either or, depending on the comfortability of the client, would work fine. In my particular use case, so our stores only have the main phone line that they were answering. So what I had done, and now this has been a couple of years since I did this, but what I had done was I replaced the main number on Google, on our website, in all of our social channels, online presence available to the number that I assigned to those stores from HighLevel. And that's the main number that we use. And then it just forwards the call to the previous main number that we had at the store. And I haven't seen any issues.
No engineer behind there.
Does that help, Denny?
Yes, thank you.
Yep, no worries.
All right, awesome, guys. I feel like we've gone through all the questions. We are 2 hours in now. So I'm going to recap what we have here. So our January session is now closed. So for everyone who was able to get in. Congratulations. We're really excited to work with you. You guys should have gotten an email from us with the next steps, as well as access to your membership area. Go ahead and get logged in there at learn.getexcenly.com, and that has all of your guys' next steps, as well as any time that you need specific help. There's resources area there as well, where you can get in touch directly with our team. So that's for everyone who has already bought. Anybody who is still making the decision, we are making our February session now open, and until December 31st, or until we hit 100 spots, the price is still at $2,995. This will go up after the 31st to $3,495, and any session beyond that we do will be at the regular price of $4,995. So I would grab it up now with the coupon code February 20 or Feb25 FEB25, and you can get that at getexcenly.com/AI. So same thing, we're going to make 100 spots available for that. So that price will change based on whichever comes first, December 31st or the 100 spots. And anybody who's signing up for the February session, you will also get access to the resources and the membership area immediately. The only thing that will be delayed is the live boot camp calls, which will start in February. So that's all I have. Beyond, do you have any other last thoughts?
No, that is it. That's everything you've already mentioned in relation to the February session that we've now opened up. And other than that, we're excited to see everyone in the January boot camp and get things rolling with you guys. Hopefully, you guys all found these last 3 sessions of the 3 days helpful. And that was enough value delivered to you guys, so that even if you're not deciding to join or can't join for whatever reason, which is completely okay, that you've taken enough away from the call and the resources we shared to be able to launch your own AI agency business there for yourself. And with that, we will thank you to everybody, and we'll see you again next time.
Thank you, guys. We're really excited, and the replays and the pitch decks that we promised you guys will be sent out on Friday. So look out an email with all of that information. Otherwise, enjoy your week. Take care.